All right. So let's start with sitting up straight. Hands on your knees, back straight. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and start to inhale and exhale. Long inhalations and long exhalations. Now, gently blink your eyes open and get your hand, the right hand, into the Nasika Mudra. So you're going to roll your index finger and your middle finger in. Yeah, just the index and the middle finger. Yeah. The first two fingers are going to be rolled in, and you're going to use your thumb and your ring finger to cover. Yeah. So let's begin. Inhale through the right. Close the left and exhale through the left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Inhale left. And exhale right. Continue this for a couple of rounds. Keep your breathing slow and steady. Finally finish this round and come to a stop. Alright, okay, and then slowly you can blink your eyes open. So this is something you want to do every day, okay, because it immediately calms down the mind. So when you talk about excess pitta and you want to get rid of that excess pitta, this also has to do with it, like very fast thoughts, very jumbled thoughts, like all of that is excess heat. So you want to do this every day so that you can just sort of like keep a check on that and control that also. Yeah? Alright, so let's start with a regular warm-up routine then. You're going to inhale and take your head back, and exhale and bring it forward. Large circles with your neck. Let's go in the other direction. Inhale as your head goes back, and exhale as it comes forward. Now inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up, and exhale, look down. Once again, inhale, look up, exhale, look down. Come to the center and let's look from side to side. And once again, come to the center and ear to shoulder. So take your ear as close to the shoulder as you can, and then on the other side. then come up. Now, interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and slightly back. Yeah, you're going to lift the sternum up, extend the sides of the body, keep the abdomen relaxed, and then release the arms. Take the right hand on the left knee and twist back. Yeah, so this is a very gentle twist. Okay, which is why we're doing it. But if it was an extreme twist, then we would not be doing it. And then come back to the center. Again, interlock your fingers together. Extend the arms up and slightly back. And then release the arms and left hand on right knee and twist back. And come back. Good. Now extend both legs wide apart for the Upavishta Konasana. So you're gonna, and so this also is something you want to do daily because this is great to open up the groin and to open up the thighs. So grab your thighs and literally roll them in with your hands. You want to roll the thighs in. Yeah. Yes. Now place your hands on the floor and keeping the back straight, you want to stretch forward. Not too far forward, but you just want to keep the back straight so that you don't have the sensation that everything is getting squashed. Yes, push the heels out and stay there. Good. And then come back. And then both hands on either side of the right leg and walk forward. And stay there. Good. And then walk back. And then the same thing on the other side. So whenever you do this, push the thigh down into the floor. Try to extend the skin of the thighs down. And come back. Now fold your left leg in. Yeah. And take the left hand up and out to one side. Yeah. So keep the chest open, and it's a lateral stretch for the spine, so you want to keep the abdomen also very wide and open. You're not sinking down, you're going to the side. Good. Come up. And now place the right hand on the left knee. No, stay in the same side. Stay in the same side. Yeah. Place the right hand. Yeah. Right hand on the left knee and twist back. So here again, your right hip will lift up. So you try to push that hip down and you try to rotate further. Keep rotating. Good. And then come back. Now take the left leg out, right leg in. Yeah. And take the right hand up and out to the side. Keep the chest open. Extend. Think that from the hip all the way to the fingers, you're extending the body out. Yeah, you can straighten your elbows and reach out. Good. And come back. Now place your left hand on the right knee and twist back. Twist back. Yeah. Good. And then come back. Now come on all fours. So hands and knees on the floor. And let's start with the tiger breathing. So you're going to inhale, push your belly button to the floor, look up. Exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve the back and pull the tailbone in. Inhale, look up. And exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. Once again, inhale, look up. And exhale, push your chin into your chest, curve your back, pull the tailbone in. And come back to your base position, start your wrist stretches. So you're going to turn the hands around. Stop with both hands facing you and start to rock back and forth. And side to side. Good. stop the practice. Bring your hands back to their original positions. Place your toes on the floor and lift your knees up. Push your abdomen as close to the thighs as you can. Yeah, bend your knees first. And lengthen the spine. Yeah, push your tailbone further up. Yeah, think about the tailbone, pushing the groin up and back. And then you can straighten both legs. The idea is to stretch the back as much as possible. And stay here. Push your toes into the floor as though you want to push that mat back. Push your hands into the floor as though you want to push the mat up and away. So both body, upper body, lower body are doing different things, but they're both pushing into the floor. Good. Now knees on the floor, rest in your child's pose. Keep extending the arm forward in child's pose. Yeah. Rest the forehead and stay. Always breathe through your nose. Once again, come into your downward dog. Take the legs wide apart. And push the hips up, roll the thighs in, push the hips up. And then straighten the legs. Yeah, take the legs apart, distance of the mat. Roll the thighs in, push the tailbone up, push up, push up. Now again, knees on the floor, child's pose. Now toes together, knees wide apart, child's pose. Yeah. Once again, hands on the floor, toes on the floor, and lift up. Yeah, push that tailbone up, push it up, and lift up. Yeah, now for some time, lift the heels up also. Lift the heels and extend, yeah, come all the way up on the, lift the, yeah, like toes down and come up all the way. Now push the tailbone further up and see how much you can extend the back. And then keeping that extension, push those heels down into the floor. Yeah, and stay there. Breathe. Allow the neck to drop down. Lifting the head up generates just a little bit more of thoughts in the mind. So relax the mind by allowing the mind to drop down. Now, knees on the floor, relax. Yeah. Good. Okay. Now, once again, come into your downward dog. And now keep your feet keep your hands slightly together. Slightly closer, yeah. Now you're going to take the right hand and place it on the outside of the right foot, right foot on the outside of the right hand. Back knee on the floor, push the hips down and just rock from side to side. Yeah, push those hips down. And now you're going to rock from back and forth. So you're going to push that heel into the floor and extend back. Yeah, keep walking forward. Do not allow the body to collapse back. Yes, because this is about the hamstrings now. Okay, come forward again. Bend the knee and come forward. Keep the other leg on the outside, wide away, apart. Yes, do not, yeah, exactly, because we're creating space in the hip. Now once again, go back. Focus on the hamstrings. The hamstrings have to lengthen and come forward again. Yes, one more time, go back and come forward again. Good. Now you're going to go back into your downward dog. So take this right leg to the edge of the mat. Yes. And then bring the left leg forward on the outside of the left hand. Place the right knee on the floor. Push the hips down, rock from side to side. And then push that heel into the floor and extend back. Extend the leg back, lengthen it. Good, come forward. At no point in time should you feel unstable. So if you have to, you can keep all the palms on the floor, and as you go back, do not go back completely. Don't lift the hands up off of the floor. So keep the hands planted. Yes, that's a much better extension. Good. Come forward again. And go back. Good. And then come forward and go back into your downward dog. Keep your feet slightly apart, about the distance of the hips, hip distance apart. Push the toes and the toe mounds into the into your floor, into the mat, and push back with your feet. Push back with your feet. And see the difference that makes to the entire posture. Everything starts to stretch a little bit more. Now knees on the floor, relax, child's pose. Relax. Allow the forehead to touch the floor, relax. Good. Now go into your downward dog again, feet apart. Yeah. Now you're going to step forward in Uttanasana with the feet apart. Yeah, feet apart. Now make sure that there's enough space for your upper body to stretch. So instead of bringing the hands closer to the toes, you're going to keep the hands forward so that the sides of the body are extended, and also that your body weight is not just on the heels. The body weight has to be evenly distributed on your feet. Yeah. Bring the hands slightly back so that they're under your shoulders. So slightly back, hands. Just walk the hands back. Yes, and now put your body weight on the toes. Yes, yeah, like that. And then look forward. Roll the thighs in, look forward. Good. Now go back into your downward dog. Keep the hands there. Step back into downward dog. Push the toes in. Push back. Push back. Allow the head to drop down. Don't keep looking forward. Allow the head to drop down. Now come forward again. Uttanasana. Yes, heels out. Okay, see, what you end up doing is always this. You end up pushing the hips back. You have to keep the hips on top of your on top of the heels. Yeah. Good. Go back into your downward dog. Create more distance between your hands and your feet in downward dog because you're too close. More distance, because the wider your stance, the more your upper body is going to stretch, and that's what we want. Yes, knees on the floor, child's pose, relax. Okay, go ahead and come up and grab your blocks, and we'll do Trikonasana with the blocks. Okay, so since you've been practicing yoga for a while, you can mix it up. Sometimes you can use a chair, sometimes you use blocks. Whatever you need, just to keep it like different every single time. For Trikonasana, we're actually going to use a block under the foot and one behind the leg, and keep a wider stance now. So that's another thing, you can work on like as wide a stance as you want. Yeah, wider. Good. And make sure you're gripping that block with the foot, with the toes. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. And then you're going to go down, go to the side, and then place your hand on the right, on the block, other hand on the waist. So right now you're just focusing on opening the chest. Imagine somebody is pulling your spine forward. Deepen that right groin crease. Push the hips forward, your hips are sinking back. More forward. Yeah, and notice that when you push the hips forward, then your thighs also have to work, and that's what we want. Yeah. And you can gently start to push your left shoulder back so that you can sort of rotate. Yes, like that. Good. Good. And when you use the blocks for you, the idea is to try to get the palm flat on the block. Yeah. But do not collapse the hips. The hips have again gone back. Push them forward. Yes. Yes. And grip, continue to grip that block tightly with the toes. Good. Come up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you can just turn around if you want. Yeah. So place that other block behind, right? And get into your position. So take a wide stance again. Hips forward. Yeah. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Now reach out, reach out, reach out. Yeah, keeping the legs straight. No, we're still doing Trikonasana. Keep both legs straight. Yeah. And place the hand on the block, other hand on the waist. Yes, this is the left side, so it will take some more time. You have to push the left hip forward, push the right shoulder back, try to rotate the spine, but keep pushing the hips forward. Yes, push the hips forward rather than the shoulders back. Make sure the right foot is flat on the floor, meaning that even the edges of that right foot should be active. Hand is pressed into the block, spine is straight. The left femur bone is being pulled into the left hip socket. Good. And come up. Okay. And then walk the legs in. So here, see, you have to use your discretion. Okay. You have to see, because you've been practicing for a long time, you have to see how far down can you go. If you're not feeling a stretch in this, like if you don't feel like a nice sort of opening on the sides, then you can actually place the block horizontally also, and and then go into your Trikonasana. Okay. So were you feeling a stretch when you were doing this?
A little bit, yeah, but not a lot.
Yeah. So you have to also make sure that the hip joint is always moving forward. So there's a tendency for you to push the hip back, and because you're so flexible, you can still open. The hips are collapsed and you can still open. Okay? But you have to push the hips forward. When you push the hips forward, this part starts to work. You'll feel it here, that these muscles start to work, the quads start to work, because they have to push down further to be able to keep you forward. Yeah? Should we try that once again?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try on the right side.
How far it will.
Okay. Or keep it horizontal like this instead of far away. Yeah. Okay. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take the hands out to the sides. Yeah. Now reach out. Yeah. Now push. So imagine there's a wall. Yeah. Like that. Yes. Now this right thigh, try to tighten the knee and pull it into the hip joint. Imagine that you have to really pull it in. Yes, tighten that thigh. Good. Imagine that somebody is placing their hand on the top of that thigh and pushing that thigh downwards. Yes. So that the sides of your torso also become longer. Good. Come up. And same thing on the other side. So this was much better. Okay. So one thing I want to show you is that because of your flexibility, you end up shortening the side. Okay. So you're here and then you come here. And then you end up shortening this side. Okay. See how long from the hip and the armpit, this side is so long. And from the hip and the armpit, this side is very short. So and although you can push the hip forward, because of the flexibility. So what you want to do is, you still want to open up. See, from here, what I do is I push these ribs down and it lengthens this side of the body, and then I look up. Yeah? So let's try that on the other side. So you're gonna turn to the left side and try to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And now try to equalize the sides. Try to push the right rib cage down. Yeah, and see what happens to the legs then. Yeah, the legs start to work a lot more. Push the left hip forward. Imagine that somebody is pushing the left hip forward. Yeah, so what is happening now is that although you're bending the back, it's becoming a back bend. You have to push that hip forward. Yeah, like this, yes. Roll that left thigh inwards. Left thigh. Yes, yeah. Yes, come out. Come out. Okay, so that's not only just for your sides. So, but did you feel how you can extend the sides now in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, but this asana is not only for the sides, it is actually to open up the groin and the thighs and the inner thigh also. So now we're going to do another posture for the same thing. Okay, so you're going to kneel down. We're going to do the gate posture. So you're going to kneel down. Yeah. And you're going to take a block, extend the right leg out. Keep the toes up, heel out. Yeah. So extend the right leg. Yeah. Now, when you stand like this, you should not be leaning. It's like you're standing up straight. Yeah. Then you're going to take this block, place it behind the knee, the right knee, and then extend the left leg out. Left hand out. Yeah. So in one way, you're feeling a stretch on the left side, but then you can flatten that block. Yeah, flatten that block and then push that. Yeah, do not collapse the hips. Keep pushing the hips forward. Extend the left hand forward. Keep pushing the hips forward and stay there. Good. And come back and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So again, you're opening the side and you're extending the inner groin in this. Yeah. So you have to, what happens is you will tend to collapse back like this, but you have to keep the hip forward. Okay? Instead of this, you have to keep the hip forward. Keep it forward. Keep pushing the hip forward. And then extend the right hand up and out. Yeah. It's a challenge to keep the hips forward. Do not collapse back. Keep your arm in line with your with the leg. Yeah. Good. And come on. Okay. So that's again another thing for the legs and for the hips. Now come up and set up for the warrior two. So now we don't need any blocks actually. So you're going to take the legs wide apart. Yeah. And turn the right foot out. Yeah. And because you've done this before, you can play around with the distance between the feet. You can take it more or less, it doesn't matter. Yeah, depends on how you're feeling that day. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Now you're going to bend the right leg and sink down until that knee is on top of the ankle. Here also same thing. Push the hip forward. Roll the groin in, pull the hip forward. Keep the arms up, both arms in one line, hold it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come up, hands on the waist, right leg in, left leg out. So in case you did not feel a stretch, you want to lengthen the legs even more. Widen the legs. Yeah. Now inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale out to the sides. Bend the left leg and sink down. Yeah. See, now you have a tendency to go forward. Okay? Reach back with your right hand. Yes, keep your spine, straight. Otherwise, you tend to lean forward. Hold it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Straighten the legs. and bring the hands down and walk the legs in. Now take your block, one block. We're going to go from the warrior posture into the side angle posture. So place the block behind the right ankle. So you're going to take the legs wide apart, turn the right foot out. So again, you can increase the distance in this. Like if there was no stretch, increase the distance. Good. Back foot, make sure the toes are pointed in. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. Bend the right leg, sink down. Sink down, keep the chest open. Yes, and then place the right hand on the block, left hand out. Keep pushing the hip forward. Yeah, chest open. Tighten the back leg. Push that back foot down into the floor. Allow the hips to open up. This is really good for back pain also. Now, take the left hand up and come into Trikonasana. So you just have to straighten this leg and then you come into Trikonasana. Good. And come up and switch legs. So you're going to bring the right leg in, left leg out. Good. And then again the same thing. You're going to inhale, take your hands all the way up. Exhale, take your hands out to the sides. First, come into your warrior two. Yeah, keep the hips moving forward. You'll feel an extension here on the right side when you push the hip forward. Now, place the left hand on your block. Extend the right hand out. Chest open. Stay. Breathe. Push the right foot into the floor. And now straighten both legs and take the right hand up. Trikonasana. Yeah, so this Trikonasana now is looking much better. Yeah, good. Come back, hands down, walk your legs in. Have some water. Okay, now sit down, and now once again you're going to try the Upavishta Konasana. Okay, now you're quite flexible, so what I would suggest for you is to actually increase the stretch using these blocks. So what you're going to do is you're going to place the blocks on the sides, basically under your leg, under your feet. So I'm going to place one foot on top of this block, another one there, and keep extending the legs, So adjust these so that they're directly under your heels. Yeah, like that. And then again, roll the thighs in like we did in the beginning of the session. You want to roll the thighs in. Yeah, and then place your hands on the floor and then walk forward. Stretch the back. Yeah, push the thighs down. And this is going to eventually help you in Hanumanasana also, which is another posture that we can build up to and we can, continue working on. Good. Walk your hands back. Now the same thing on the right side like we did initially, but you keep the foot up, anchored up, and then you walk your hands forward. Keep pushing that left hip down and walk the hands forward. Stay. Okay, and come back. And then the same thing on the other side. So again, you're going to walk your hands forward. Yeah, push that right hip down and stay. and come up. Now fold your left leg. Yeah, keep the right leg up. Okay, now you're gonna hold the right big toe with the first two fingers. Yeah, extend the left hand up and see if you can hold. Yeah, because you're flexible, you can do this. Otherwise, you can just extend the arms. Like when you don't feel flexible, just extend both arms like that. Yeah, yeah. Push that right thigh down. Push it down. The more you push that right thigh down, the more you'll be able to extend the sides of the body. Breathe. Yeah, and come up. And now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So take your left leg up on the block, right leg in. Okay, now hold the big toe with the first two fingers. Extend the right hand up and out to the side. Think about pushing both hips down, pushing the knees down. Good. Okay, come up. Now there are many different ways you can, now we're going to do Paschimottanasana and Janushirshasana. There's so many different ways of doing it, but since we have the blocks out, we're just going to use the blocks. So for Paschimottanasana, you're going to place both feet on top of the block, feet together. So initially we're keeping the feet together. As the trimesters go on, eventually your feet will always be apart. Okay, today we're keeping the feet together. So when you push the feet up, also you want to make sure that the skin on the back of the leg is stretched. So pull up, like sort of lift this leg up, push the heel out and then put it down. Yeah, you have to extend the back of the legs. Yeah, yes. Now hold the toes and lengthen the back. So don't worry about coming forward, push the thighs down. Roll the thighs in, push the thighs down and look forward. Roll the shoulders back. Chest open, chest open. Very nice, yeah. If you want to go more, what you need to do is you need to lengthen the side of the body. So push this down, imagine lifting this up. Yes, that's what yes, exactly. So you create more space between the thighs and your abdomen. And keep growing. Keep that the back growing, the side growing. Yeah, good. Come up, come up. So the same thing now with Janushirshasana. So you're gonna fold your right leg in. Yeah, and you're going to extend both arms up. Cross the arms. Okay, you're gonna cross the arms and then place the hands on the opposite. Yeah, like that. So again the same thing, you're going to push the thigh down and try to lengthen the back up. It's like the chest and the knee are going away from each other. Good. And come up and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right leg goes forward, left leg goes in. Yeah, good. And you can hold this for as long as you want. Today we're doing an active session, so we're not resting the forehead. Eventually we'll rest the forehead also. Push the knee down. Push the chest away from the knee. Feel that extension on the hamstrings. Yeah. Good, and come up. Okay, now do the Bhatt, and this is the asana in which I suggest you just like sit. Every once in a while, just sit in this Bhatt. Yeah, back straight, and keep pushing the knees down as you straighten the back more. Yeah, and just stay here. you do it quite well. Okay, so you can actually place the hands on the floor and walk forward also. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Feel that groin kind of rotating down. Yeah, and chest open, chest forward. Good. Okay, come up. And now we'll do a twist before we go into the Shavasana. And for that, what you're going to need one block. Okay? And sit on that block. So you can bring your feet like into Sukhasana and sit on this block. Yeah. And I like doing this particular twist because it's not too intense on the midsection. So what you do is you take the legs forward first. Yeah. Then bend your left leg to the right side, Bhardwajasana. So left leg to the right side. Yes. Right leg also to the right side. So right leg also comes to the right. And yeah. And both feet are actually touching each other. The left foot is touching the right ankle, the front part of the ankle. You can take the knees wide apart also. Yeah. So the side looks something like this on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Now, what you want to do is, you're going to take the arms up, so you're extending the sides, and then take the right hand on the left knee and twist back. Yeah, twist back. Right hand on the left knee, yes, that's correct. So the reason I want you to do this twist is because you're not twisting the other way. The chest is still open, but the spine is also twisting. So the spine is supple, but the abdomen is open and relaxed. Good. Come back and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So extend both legs forward. Take the left leg to the right side, and then right leg to the left side, and then left leg also to the left. Yeah. And then take your hands up and then twist left hand on the right knee and twist. Yeah. Good. And come back. Okay. Now remove this block from underneath you. And before we go into the Shavasana, we could also do the Anulom Vilom just a little bit. Maybe 5 rounds before we go. Yeah, go into Shavasana. Also, you want to have something under your head. So whether it's a blanket, like one of the pillows, or like your blocks are thicker than this one. So I don't recommend that you use the block. But any of the cushions in the back you can use for Shavasana. Yeah? Alright, so let's sit up straight. Get your hands in the Nasika Mudra. Yeah, and let's begin. Take your own time. Keep your inhalations and exhalations very long. the last round, and then we'll go into the Shavasana. Good. Open your eyes. And then grab your cushion and place it under your head. And then lie down. So there are many different ways of doing Shavasana, more comfortable ways also, but today we're just going to do this. So you're going to open your arms to the ceiling, so open the hands also, and then keep the legs wider. Don't keep them together, keep them a little wider, yeah, and then, yes, and then extend them out like you did, yeah, and then allow the feet to flop out to the sides. And now you're going to take that even breathing here also. So you're going to inhale and expand the chest and the stomach, and exhale, allow everything to collapse. Now gently bring your awareness back into your own body. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Move your face from side to side. And then turn to the right. Keep your head on the cushion and turn to the right completely. Yeah. And place your left hand in front of you. And then push yourself up into any comfortable seated meditative asana. Sit with your back straight, your shoulders relaxed, your eyes closed. You bring your hands together in the Namaskar Mudra. Start rubbing your hands together and place them on your closed eyelids. Rub your hands across your face, and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions or anything?
No.
Okay. Alright, so basically this is like one way of doing it, your workout. There's so many other asanas that we can incorporate, but the principles remain the same. You're not supposed to do extreme bending, you're not supposed to do extreme twisting. As much as possible, you try to keep your upper body straight. So a lot of lateral stretches are good, a lot of groin opening, all of that is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool.